those other charms with yours need not be told. No other arms but yours could ever hold me. Lips of Lucy, beauty of Camille, you are my dear, my love forever.
What's up, everybody? I'm Rick,
And I'm Anna.
and welcome to our bucket list channel, a channel in which we present to you stuff that are in our bucket list and that we're trying to achieve in our lifetime. One of these things in our bucket list is to watch every movie that was nominated at the Academy Award from 1927 to 2028. And right now, we're right in the middle of the third Academy Award, the one from 1929, 1930, because back then they were doing that weird 2-year thing. So the movie that we're going to talk about today, the movie that we watched, is The Love Parade. Yes. But before I get into that, let me just warn the people who are not used to the way we do things here. So we watched the movie, and I would just want to talk about it with you guys and with each other, because we haven't had that discussion yet.
Yeah, no, we're keeping it all for here.
And basically the first part of our discussion is going to be spoiler free, just in case some of you want to know what our thoughts are about the movie but don't want it spoiled. And then the second part of this discussion is spoiler filled, so you'll be warned beforehand if by happenstance you want to watch this 1929 movie but never did yet. So just to begin and to get ourselves in the mood, a little bit of information about the movie itself. Released in November 1929 in New York, and then released more generally to the global US public in January 1930. It's a musical based on a play and novel called The Prince Consort, or Le Prince Consort, which if you've seen the movie, you know right away.
Yeah.
What this refers to. It's directed by Ernest Lubitsch, which is the director of 1928's The Patriot.
Right,
Yeah.
and I remember that when I saw it on the screen.
And one of the two main characters is Count Alfred Renard, played by Maurice Chevalier, which is a French actor. You'd know right away as soon as you hear him speak.
You can tell.
Yeah. And Anna, actually, you might be interested to know that his very final contribution, because he was a singer and actor, the very final contribution to the film industry was in 1970 when he played the titular song in the movie The Aristocat.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. A movie that you love.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Funny how these things have a way to connect. Huh?
Yeah.
The main actress who's playing Queen Louise is Janet MacDonald, and a little bit like a previous movie that we watched, I don't remember. Seventh Heaven. You know, the two main actors were in numerous movies together during the 20s and 30s. It's also the case for the two of them, Janet and Maurice. They played in a lot of musical in the 30s together.
So they're kind of like an on-screen couple.
Yeah. Other notable roles: Lupino Lane plays Jacques, the servant, and Lillian Roth plays Lulu, the other servant, the female counterpart. The movie was nominated for 6 awards, won 0 of them, but still 6 award nomination back then.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, outstanding production, exactly, yes. Best actor for Maurice Chevalier, best director for Ernest, best cinematography for Victor Milner, best art direction, and best sound recording.
Oh, that's interesting. Was that a new category, sound recording?
Sound recording?
I'm wondering.
Especially since it's a talking movie, and we're still in the beginning of the years where we're making movies like that. But yeah, those are basically all the interesting information I could find. Now let's get into a spoiler-free discussion. First of all, Anna, tell me, did you like this movie?
Ah, ah. Well, what can I say? I actually liked it a lot for the most part. I will say. I did quite enjoy the acting. I was very interested in the story. It's a little bit kind of out of a fairy tale. It's not that realistic, I would say. The characters and their life stories and all of that. But it plays well. It's like it's meant to tell a certain story and to send a message. And I like it. Like I feel like it works until the end.
A message, and what a message does it send? I feel like this movie has not aged well. Like specifically in terms of
the message.
The message
that it sends.
Like the ending of this movie. Like for maybe half, if not, I'd say about half of the movie, I was totally in. And then the second half, I was like, wait a minute. No.
I was interested for even more than that. I was interested really until the very last scene. I was trying to grasp it, to see what's happening, and to like really feel it and to put things into context. And then the ending, like the last scene, ruined it for me.
No, because from the halfway point, I was already like Maurice Chevalier's character. Like, not him himself as an actor, he was very good. His character, at that point in the movie, I was like, this guy's total trash. And then they went with it throughout the rest of the movie as if that was normal. And then I was, nah. But we'll talk more about that when we get into spoiler territory. But you speak of the performance, I mentioned them too, like very good performances.
Yeah, I think so too.
The songs too, very good songs.
Right, and actually the actress who plays the queen, I feel she's an opera singer.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, she was definitely reaching those high notes and like a very, very beautiful performance of hers.
Yeah, and she was very good acting wise too, like not only on the singing part, and her character I actually loved until the very end. Like not the very last scene, but the very
towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah, I also love there's always this group of counselors counseling the queens. I thought they were great.
Oh yeah, they were doing it was kind of that. It was a group character kind of thing, but it worked so well. That was great.
Whenever they would be outraged or something, you'd hear the murmurs,
Yeah, exactly. And them talking to each other like that,
What did the queen say? Oh, she said this. Yeah, that was great. But yeah, it's tickling us. So basically, you're saying you liked the movie. I'm saying I liked it up until a certain point, and then
I liked most of it, but then the end was really ruined it for me.
I feel like more than just the end is problematic, but I still love the characters' performances, the actors' performances, and most of the story until the halfway point, and then I think it's so problematic that I could not see anything but that,
Yeah.
And so it kind of tainted my view of the movie. We'll get into that right now. But if in terms of recommendation, if someone is interested about this movie, I'd say watch it. I'd say take a look. You won't waste your time, but you might get out of it a bit annoyed.
Take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I too would not be so quick to recommend it right away. It's interesting, and it's always interesting to watch a movie this old just to see how things were done and how they viewed, cinematography and characters back then and how they portrayed them. But story-wise, I feel like you can do better.
Yeah. So right now we're going into spoiler territory. If some of you guys don't want to be spoiled, I'd say leave right now and come back for when we talk about our next movie. For the ones who don't mind being spoiled or just don't care, we're going to get into it right away. Let's talk first about the Queen, because I think we have to get there for everyone to understand really where we're coming from. The Queen, to me, at the beginning, was portrayed as a strong, character.
Yeah, and we were actually getting into it
Yeah.
because so many female characters we've seen so many female characters being portrayed like that in
Yeah.
these movies that we've been watching on
Yeah.
this series so far.
At the first half, like she was a strong, independent
Yes.
character.
Like refusing to be married off just because she's the queen,
Yeah.
being the kind of woman who makes her own decisions. And
Exactly. Like I don't have to marry anyone just
Yeah.
because you guys want me to get married. Like I'll
Exactly.
marry whoever I want to, and I'm the queen anyway. So, like, what if some guy wants to marry me just to be the husband? You know?
Yeah, not just because I'm the queen.
Yeah.
And I thought that is great. They set out the character like that, and I loved it so much.
That was such a strong message, you know? Like, am I not good enough that someone would want to marry me just for me and not because he wants to be king? Because the premise is that whoever marries her would not be king. It would just
would
be...
only be prince consort.
Exactly. But then it does a 180 towards the end where she's like, oh, you'll be the king. I just want you to stay with me.
No.
I just
Because
want to be the wife.
all the way throughout the movie, she finally finds a man who falls in love with her, right? And she falls in love with him, and because it seems like it's like that, in the beginning they actually like each other and they want to be together, but then the matters of the state get in the way, right? She has to be a queen, she has to perform her duties, and he has nothing to do. He just has to be there for her whenever she has the time. Yeah, exactly. And it pisses him off.
Yeah.
And it makes him feel useless and not like a man and all of that. And honestly, even that, I was interested in that part of the story, because in a reversed role, I guess it is what you would most of the time see or hear of, like when the man, goes to work, takes care of the house and all of that, and the woman has to stay at home. So I felt like it was kind of a critique to that kind of...
Yeah, but you see, that's what I thought at
thinking.
first. That's what I thought at the beginning, especially when they had that scene where she's like, you're annoyed, let's go buy you some clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
when they put in that scene, I was like, that's... You would usually see it reversed, but I felt like it was a critique to
I thought
that
that was what was going on, until he comes back with a plan to save the whole country.
Yes.
That he wrote himself and gives the queen and say, hey, I wrote this plan to save the country. You won't need to go into debt. You won't need to do any of these other things. Just listen to the plan of me, the man in this relationship who wrote it. And you, the queen, for years, who's been doing this for years, doesn't have the capabilities to do
this.
To basically do your job, I'm the one with the capabilities to do your job, and you don't want me to do it. You're a hindrance.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Now this appeared to me. I guess I didn't get that hint when that scene came on. I only got it at the very end, but I guess it's the same thing that actually bothered both of us, which is that to me it was at the end. I felt towards the end that the resolution of this story would be that in the end he leaves and she remains alone, right?
Yeah.
And it's to show that she can't give up her position as a queen. She can't have the luxury of having a normal relationship, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he will not accept the position that he's been put in, right? So they will have to part ways. But it doesn't. In the end, the solution to their problem was that, I have to take my place as a woman in this relationship and not do anything anymore, and let you take charge of the country, of the affairs, of the state affairs, and of the relationship too.
Yes. And
then I was like, no, you built this amazing character to destroy her at the end. How could they do that? Yeah. I was so angry.
And I'm just gonna stay here in this room,
waiting for you
all night, from night till morning,
yes.
And then you can go do your things, and then come back, and I'll be here.
So
still.
the solution was not to find a balance or to just figure out that this just can't happen. It's not working, so we have to break up, or to find a balance in the relationship, right? They could have given us a resolution like this in the movie. But no, the solution was we'll just switch roles.
Exactly. We just switch role to what is considered the normal.
Yeah, exactly. That was so disappointing. I feel it's the first time like I'm so disappointing when watching one of these movies.
Yeah, and like the whole opera scene, you know, like where he comes back to basically save her.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and she keeps like
after being a jerk to her, he comes back to save her and is like, oh, you know, I couldn't let you like ruin the country, so I came back to save you. But you have to beg me to stay here.
No, wait. On that side, it didn't bother me at all. I actually liked it, and I'll tell you why. Because I felt like there was some kind of genuine feeling into it when he said, "I couldn't ruin the woman that I once loved."
Yeah, but like he asked her then to beg for me to help you.
Yes, I know, but I felt like he was already there. He wasn't actually gonna leave. He was just like teasing her, just like, you know, kind of showing her what it feels like.
But that's not what's relevant. It's that she does it.
Yeah, exactly. But then she does it, and then I'm like,
she does it, and he's the savior. You know,
yeah.
Beg me to help you, and I'm going to save you. And then afterward, begs me to stay here, and offer me everything that I want. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave for Paris and find some other girl.
Right. Exactly.
And she does it. She does all of it. I feel like the main issue is there rather than with the Maurice's character, because his character could have been that character, you know, like a jerk. You know, he was already portrayed as a womanizer, and so you don't have much difficulties jumping to the fact that he's also kind of mean to his wife, you know, and so that could have been his character. The problem is that the movie endorsed his character by making the girl endorse his character and saying, actually, you were right. You know?
Yes, exactly. Like, that's not a message that I would want to support. Which is why, as I said, it's interesting to watch it for its, you know, somewhat historical, probably relevance in the cinematography. But otherwise, I don't think I would recommend this movie.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Definitely interesting though. Yeah.
And it's disappointing because I feel like it's so well made. You know, the music, the images, like the dialogue too.
Yes.
Like, I really like it, and the actors are good. But
yeah, we didn't talk about them, but Lulu and Jacques were also very funny at parts, and their singing was good too. But
with the dancing and everything, like it's a well-made movie, but it's just
the message takes over everything else,
exactly.
And then you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting watch. If you guys will want to see us watch more movies that were nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Award, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to be notified for whenever our next video drops. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you've seen the movie or is interested in having this conversation about this movie with us, I invite you to comment in the comment section below, and have a nice day.